I left the US 11 years ago. Here are a few things that I learned on my expat journey. Number one is adaptability. I'm capable of adapting to different cultures, traditions, landscapes, weather, languages, experiences, everything. I've lived everywhere from North Africa, East Africa, the Middle East, and now South America. And of course, I come across different cultures who have different traditions and different ways of life. For example, eating with my hands was a totally new experience, a different experience, but I learned so many people around the world do this, and if I'm living there, why can't I? So there have been some things that have been very different from how I grew up and how I lived before I moved abroad. However, I proved to myself that I'm capable of adapting to anything. Also things like handling business, official business, like going to official business places, the post office, migration office. So just as frustrating as going to the DMV can be when we're back in the US, it can be the same kind of experience that you have living in another place. With that being said, I'm also adaptable in a way that I develop more patience because boy. Number two is cultural awareness and sensitivity. So like I said, people around the world in different cultures and different places do things totally different sometimes. And I love this experience of getting to know different cultures, different people, because it teaches me so much, like firsthand experience of different ways of life, different cultures, different traditions, who when you are in a melting pot such as the US or in the UK and different places where you have people coming from all over, it gives you a better understanding of why people are the way they are. I don't know, I feel like it's so rich. Like that's where the flavor comes from. As Americans from the US, a lot of us tend to think that the world kind of revolves around us, which it does not. The American way, the North American way, is not the way of the world. So I think it's very important, imperative to get rid of that mindset of that everyone should automatically be adjusted to your culture. There is no right and wrong way. There are just different ways to do things. Like standing too close in line. You know how like in the US, if somebody is too close, it kind of means, you know, this is pre-COVID. It's just a thing for people to be like all up on each other. So once I saw them do it to another person that was from there, I didn't take it personally. Number three, resilience and independence. I can figure things out. I can do hard things. I can problem solve. So being in your comfort zone sometimes allows you to be more dependent. Like if you know you have family and friends close by, if you know your area, your neighborhood, and sometimes that can have a negative effect. Like you don't try different things or you miss out on the opportunity to figure things out on your own. So I already started learning this from my college experience when I went to Atlanta, and I'm originally from Los Angeles. So moving all the way across the United States to go to college, I didn't have, you know, a bunch of people that I knew. Fortunately, I knew a couple friends who we ended up going to school together. Shout out Clark Atlanta University. However, as far as like close family, I didn't have that. And so it taught me a lot about being independent, figuring things out. And I think it gave me a lot of courage as well. Number four, it taught me resourcefulness. As a creative, as a crafty person, like I tend to be very resourceful. I can adapt to local resources. So this is one thing that I find that a lot of new expats are finding it hard to adjust to. Just be aware that you are not back at home. You cannot expect everything, including products, services, you know, to be available wherever you are in the world. Like everybody does not have Walmart. Everybody doesn't have Target. Like, sorry, everybody should have a Target at least, but there are different stores, different services, products. And so for me, I can easily adjust to whatever local resources that there are. I find that that's a very rich part of the experience living abroad. It's like different spices that they use in food. Now there are some things that sometimes I might miss a little bit. So it is a good thing when you have friends and family who will send you care packages or bring you something when they come to visit, but it's not absolutely necessary. I can live without. I always find a barber to keep me fly, my nails done. Like, they do a great job. I can get my lashes done. And the great thing about it is that a fraction of the cost that they charge back in the States. So I'm good. And the fifth and final thing is having a broader perspective on what home is. So home to me is wherever I am, wherever I want to be, wherever I feel comfortable. And I left California in 2006 after I graduated high school, and I have not moved back since. So Atlanta has been home to me. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia has been home to me. Cairo, Egypt has been home to me. So I've made a home wherever I laid my head, wherever I decided to be, and found my resources, found my people, my network. That's what made it home for me. I never felt that I had to be back in my hometown to feel at home. I'm very comfortable adapting to different traditions and especially creating my own tradition. I do love some things that are associated with different holidays, like, of course, you know, we crave Thanksgiving food and stuff, you know, around that time. So if you're smart enough, you'll gather some people in your network who are also from where you're from, and you know, y'all can carry on those traditions wherever you are. Social media keeps us in touch with all the people we want to be in touch with anyway. So I speak to people in my family and old friends and things every day. Like, I'm never feeling too alone. Like, I have to send a message in a bottle and wait 2 months to get a response. Like, it's nothing like that. So just like you can move to a different state, a different town, you can just as easily move overseas and have contact with all of your loved ones. Like, I'm here talking to you right now. So right now in 2024, a lot more resources, a lot more people, networks, and a lot of information exists that 11 years ago, it wasn't as easy to come by. Y'all wanting to do it now, you kind of got it made. So I'll also open myself up to be a resource to you, because I do think it's important to take advantage when you do have knowledge and people willing to give the information and resources. So if you have any questions about my experience living abroad, leave me some questions so I can answer some things for you if I'm able to. All right, that's enough for today though. If you like this video, hit that like, subscribe. All right, until next time, bye.